Hi everybody, welcome to Shivers. With The Conjuring Last Rites coming out this Friday, we're going to be focusing on all of the films in the Conjuring Universe today, how to watch them in order, and this does include The Nun and Annabelle. So, getting started in terms of chronological order, we have The Nun. This came out in 2018. This focuses on the demon that we see primarily throughout all of the Conjuring movies. This is Valak, V-A-L-A-K. This is a demon that popped up in this nunnery in Romania in 1952, and the actress is Vera Farmiga's sister, Thaisa Farmiga. So it's pretty cool how we already have this crossover from the get-go of actors and actresses, but we also still have that storyline. So Valak is this almost like shapeshifter demon of sorts that is essentially walking around the halls of this nunnery in Romania, and this demon then gets attached to many more stories in the franchise. Right after we have The Nun, we then have Annabelle Creation from 2017. This is the second Annabelle movie that we have and focuses in 1955 in California, where Annabelle was really created. So hence the name, Annabelle Creation. Annabelle was created by this doll maker who lets 6 orphans come into their home, and all of this crazy stuff starts happening. So it really is the origin story of Annabelle. This is not the actual origin story from Ed and Lorraine Warren, but Annabelle Creation is a pretty good one nonetheless. After that, we have The Nun 2. This is from 2023, but this takes place directly after The Nun 1. So this takes place in 1956, still in Romania, 1 year after Annabelle Creation. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a crossover between Annabelle and The Nun, particularly in just how it impacts the Warrens and how it impacts the supernatural nonetheless. I know not a whole lot of people are a big fan of the Nun franchise. I'm not the biggest fan either, but it is very interesting to see the more religious side of it, especially the idea that, like, in the Catholic Christian faith, you're taught to be wary and be fearful of demons and to not let certain things in. And I think the idea that we have that inside of a nunnery adds a little bit of that extra fear. After The Nun, we then have Annabelle. This is from 2014. This is the original Annabelle movie. This is where we know the actual origin story from Ed and Lorraine Warren of Annabelle. It's the idea that this nursing student got Annabelle as a gift. Annabelle started slipping all of these notes under their door. At first, it started thinking that it was pretty playful and fun, but then it turns into this really horrible situation for pretty much everybody involved. Continue to modern day, everything that's happening with Annabelle, and even the person who carried her to Gettysburg is now passed away. It's crazy, everything that's around Annabelle. And you can really go down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories if you look up everything about Matt Rife. Matt Rife is now the owner of Annabelle, and many people believe that he sold his soul to the devil, and now he's basically owning Annabelle so that he's in control of the devil. There's a lot there. I won't go down this rabbit hole for the sake of this, but nonetheless, Annabelle's got a lot of drama and a lot of gossip tied to her name. So Annabelle from 2014 does take place in 1967 in California. So we're still in California. She didn't move very far from her original orphan home. And this is where we're starting to actually figure out, like, who this demon is and why taking hold of this Raggedy Ann doll in real life. So after we have Annabelle, then we have the first Conjuring movie from 2013. Now we're focused on Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're in their hometown. They're in Connecticut. They're going to the Perrin family in 1971 in Rhode Island, which is just a quick little drive for them. And this is where we start to see Ed and Lorraine Warren for all of their actual work. Again, Ed Warren is this self-taught demonologist. Lorraine Warren is this medium, psychic, whatever you want to call her, sensitive person who's going to all of these houses and trying to help people while also being tormented by some of these spirits in the meantime. After that, we then have Annabelle Comes Home, which is my favorite in the Annabelle franchise. This is from 2019. This is 1 year later in the story, so it's 1972. The Warrens now have possession of Annabelle in their museum in their house, which is true. I don't know exactly how the years line up if they had Annabelle in their possession in 1972, but regardless, they had her at some point in time in their possession, in their home, in their little museum. Annabelle then, in the movie and in real life, is blessed by a priest every single day, is kept behind this glass, and it's the little devil tarot card is on her piece of glass that says, "Do not open this door, or you're asking for all of these terrible things to happen to you." So in Annabelle Comes Home, it's the idea that we have the babysitter of the Warren's child bringing a friend over. The friend is extra curious, especially because she just lost her dad. So she wants to believe in the supernatural. She wants to believe that there's a world beyond, because that means that her dad would be there. So it's this very relatable movie, I think, but it also is incredibly scary. I think that this is the scariest in the Annabelle and Conjuring franchise, but that's just my opinion. So what we have after that is The Conjuring 2. This is from 2016. It's crazy how it's that old already. But now Ed and Lorraine Warren are going to England. So they're helping out a family in 1977. This is a really big staple case for them that happened in also real life. Ed and both Ed and Lorraine Warren became injured during this paranormal investigation. And this is really where we start to see how far is too far for some of these spirits, rather than just being kind of this scary version of just The Conjuring 1. After that, we have The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This is from 2021. This is also a real story. This is focusing on the 1980s, where we have Arnie Johnson, who is the first person to try to appeal for murder, unaliving somebody, because the devil made me do it, essentially. So it's the first real law case, court case, where the not guilty verdict is because of the devil making them do it. So Arnie Johnson did not in real life get to have that not guilty staple, unfortunately. But again, it is the first one that is in real life, and this is what that story is focused on and really all about. Then we have The Conjuring, The Last Rites. This will be coming out on Friday. This is focusing on, again, Ed and Lorraine Warren's very last case. I don't believe that Ed died during this case, but I'm sure, probably spoiler alert, that they will probably kill him at the end of this movie. That is just going to be my guess. But again, this is based in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, which is pretty cool, right across the street from where I grew up. Not literally, but across the bridge. And this was focused on a real life case in the late 1980s. So Lorraine Warren kept doing a lot of investigations with more local groups. So you'll see her on Paranormal State, the TV show. You'll see her on a couple of different episodes of people's TV shows and podcasts and investigations. But after Ed passed away, she didn't do any on her own, just by herself. So this is really the last case that Ed and Lorraine Warren did together as a case specifically. So those are the 9 movies in the Conjuring franchise. That is how to watch them in order. Stay tuned on Friday for the review of The Conjuring Last Rites. I'm interested to see it. If you go on TikTok, there's a lot of people who look like they're possessed by the movie, so that should be interesting to lean more into what's going on there. Hopefully I won't be possessed, and I'll be seeing all of you on Friday.